So I think the attraction to doing a branded residential apartment scheme like Radisson Serviced Apartments is you're actually adding another layer to a residential apartment development. If you were doing a traditional apartment development, all you're doing is you selling apartments. When you actually do a Radisson Serviced Apartment, you're doing an apartment that actually has a business associated to it. So you're selling an apartment, but you're also having an income revenue stream, which is a revenue stream that you can sort of bank on for the next sort of 20 years. So you're getting the best of sort of both worlds. You're getting a residential play, plus you're getting a hospitality play, which is an annuity income that you are generating, which will outperform a traditional resi scheme. These serviced apartment or apart hotel schemes have been very, very popular over the last 10 years sort of globally. They've outperformed the hotel sector in occupancy and room rate, and South Africa is no different. So South Africa, we're seeing an explosion of serviced apartments across all the sort of coastal regions of South Africa. What makes the Radisson Serviced Apartments unique to a lot of the other serviced apartments is you actually are linking to a global brand with a global reservation system, with a sales and marketing team, with access to online travel agents, something that an independent apart hotel or serviced apartment doesn't have. So you're getting a true hospitality expert running your serviced apartment scheme for you. What's happened is post-COVID, you've had a merge of traveler profiles. So travelers are actually looking for something a little bit bigger and looking to sort of stay in a hospitality product a little bit longer. So a traditional hotel, you would stay for sort of 2 days. What you're seeing, what a serviced apartment hotel is able to do is able to offer somebody a 2-day, a 1-week, a 2-week sort of accommodation product. The attraction to Umhlanga from a serviced apartment point of view is that Umhlanga is no longer just a beach destination. It's actually become its own CBD. So it's got a corporate market, it's got an events and event market, and it has a leisure market, and it's got a leisure market. So serviced apartments are able to sort of morph between those different sectors of the market, where you find a traditional hotel tends to really be focused on sort of corporate and a little bit of leisure, but doesn't have the long stay element. And a traditional apartment also is only sort of really focused on one segment of the market. Serviced apartments have the ability to sort of move across different sectors according to different times of the year and for different types of travelers. So I think KZN generally is really sort of on the up from a hospitality performance point of view. If you look at Umhlanga last year, it performed very, very well from an overall sort of occupancy point of view. It's an attractive market because it can actually sort of target multiple different segments within the market, going after corporate, going after leisure, going after long stay. From a leisure point of view, it's a destination that you can visit 12 months of the year, where there's other parts of South Africa which are a little bit more seasonal and do actually have off seasons and cold winters, where Umhlanga doesn't do that. It's got a lot of new infrastructure going into Umhlanga and sort of the northern KZN coast, and with more product coming into the market, it just creates a stronger destination. I think the beauty of the Radisson Serviced Apartments, it's the first globally branded serviced apartment product within the KZN market, and it's only the second globally branded hotel which is positioned within the sort of upscale segment of the Umhlanga market. Otherwise, everybody else who's in the market today is really domestic and regional brands, which don't have that global reach that Radisson does. So I think one of the biggest catalysts to KZN is going to be the opening of the Club Med later this year. I think having a global all-inclusive resort like Club Med coming into KZN is really going to send positive sentiment to investors and other hoteliers who are wanting to enter the market. Club Med around the world, wherever they put a Club Med, is very successful very, very quickly. With this Club Med opening, Air France are committing to travel direct to Durban, which they would never have done before. And you're going to see a lot of other hospitality brands following the Club Med sort of story. You're already starting to see more hospitality developments from Umhlanga going towards Club Med sort of on the cards. So there's a lot of positivity within the sort of hospitality development. If you look at what Southern Sun is committing from an investment point of view into the Umhlanga area, they're going to do a big refurbishment of the Beverly Hills. They've done a joint venture with Oceans to do a second hotel within the Oceans development. At Sibaya, you've got a tapestry collection which is going to come online soon. You've got additional hotels planned within the Sibaya region. Then You've got the Lamborghini branded residence, which is going to be in Zimbali. So there's a lot of positivity from a hospitality development point of view within KZN. And in my experience in the 35 years I've been in hospitality, you need to create destinations, and it's actually the more brands and the more products you actually have in a destination, the stronger the destination becomes, and the more airlift you have, and the more success everybody has. So I think what's really exciting about working with Evoco is they made the decision to actually associate themselves with a global hotel brand. There's lots of guys out there doing serviced apartments, apart hotels. Their developers are then trying to sort of double dip. They're selling the development and they're trying to manage it themselves. They have no idea how to actually plug into reservation systems. They have no idea how to actually manage channel costs. Evoco decided to actually align themselves with professionals who actually understand the industry, who will be able to sort of ride the waves in the good times and the bad times and drive a better return on own investment. And that's what I really liked about them as developers. They're developers that are obviously doing a sectional title hotel where they're going to sell a room, put it into a rental pool, but they're actually looking after the investor at the end of the day. They're wanting to make sure that they actually picked the right hotel product, the right brand to actually look after their hotel investors. I think what's unique about Radisson is they've been doing sectional title developments in South Africa for over 25 years. So they're one of the few global hotel brands who actually understand sectional title in South Africa. They understand what rental pools are, and they understand the value of sort of giving individual owners their return on investments.